All right, folks, welcome back in another edition, Handicap Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Z Sports, and with me, as always, top right shelf with the lenses, JK. Bottom of your screen, RK Ronnie Cap with the nice bullet on the rocks. As always, fellas, it's another Monday night. It's great to see you. How was your weekend? How's your Monday? How we feeling?
Doing good. Ready for March Madness.
Yes.
It's that time of year. The best tournament in the world.
RK, how we feeling?
Yeah, everything is good. Not quite up to March Madness yet. To be completely candid, I have a couple little nuggets about March Madness. We'll see what you guys think. And golf was nice last weekend. It was a little bit of a not much of a ending, but I'm sure we'll get into some of that. But yeah, everything is good. Still got the NBA cooking. You have it's a lot of good sports going on, and some nice boy, you just keep watching TV. You see LeBron just doing dumb shit after dumb shit. It's almost comical. He's really, I think the other day I saw him on the bench in his street clothes. I think he had 2 NBA championship rings on. Tell me any other player that wears those rings on a regular basis. The guy's the most insecure zillionaire in the world.
Yeah, you wrote that in the group chat the other day, and I literally could not think of something more on point than just him being the superstar that he is and so insecure about what people think about him. Him being the greatest all time, the most points scorer, championships. It's just like he's just so brutal. He's brutal.
The thing about him, I just like I really liked him for his first 15 years of his career. Once he went to LA, that's just when I started to hate him. Even on the Heat, I liked him. It's just, you're right. He's very insecure, and like some of the shit he tweets, some of the shit he says, like that whole thing about I had a dream that me and Michael Jordan were like playing in the NCAA championship. And I woke up when there was 5 seconds left in the game. Like, you think MJ's really thinking about you?
Exactly, and that's where all the insecurity stems from. He's a joke, he's a loser. He has that one. He's got that one championship with the Lakers in the bubble, but that doesn't count in my book. It wouldn't count for any team, So he could keep rolling with that however he wants to. I'm sure we'll get into more, LeBron hate talk later in the show, but
that's good. Yeah,
coming off a great weekend at the Players. It was a great 54 whole weekend. I thought round 3 was very entertaining, but actually once Scotty birdied 18, you kind of realized that he wasn't going to give up the tournament on Sunday. I mean, he's just once again the best player on the planet. He's so good. I feel like he just saves par whenever he can. His ball striking numbers are incredible. His tee to green play is special, and his short game, his around the green play, his chipping has improved so much. I want you guys to kind of talk about Scheffler, but just marvelous play from him.
Yeah, he's great. He's probably right. He's number 1 player in the world for a reason. I kind of, I obviously like him. He's an amazing player. You guys know I love golf. I golf like all the time. I think about it all the time. He's a hard guy for me to root for because of, he's got that dumb laugh every time he's interviewed. He's got that, like, what are you going to do to celebrate? I think grandma has cookies. I mean,
yeah, he's a little soft. He's a little soft, but
no, he's a hell of a competitor.
Yeah.
But there's something about, you would like to, but listen, you got to give it up for him. The guy's amazing. He did the same thing. He had a monster chip in yesterday, very similar to what he did in the Masters, if you think about it.
On the par 3.
That kind of got him going again, because he was really, after the triple bogey by
Lee.
Lee's Woo Lee, right?
Minwoo
Lee. Great story with that guy. He's very loose. You hear his sister, Minji Lee, who I happen to really like as a LPGA player. She's cash money and she wins a lot. She's defending U.S. Open champ. she talks about the younger brother like he's the loosest guy, jokes around, nothing bothers him. And he kind of played like that, even though he had two really bad holes. If he didn't have those bad holes, it could have been a better match because he's a good player and he's not afraid. He's won all over the world, even not on the big stage like the players. But that was good. And the other thing I loved about watching, I could not believe how many pros couldn't handle 17 out of the last like 10 groups.
That was crazy.
The wind was crazy on.
Doesn't matter. I mean,
it's still a wedge.
Yeah. I mean, the one guy, is it McCarthy? I forget. Is that his name? He lost. Maybe it's different. Who's the guy that lost about $1 million because he made a 7? He put one ball in the water and then he hit his third shot off of the path that goes to the green, and he put that one in the water. And he was like, he was tracking $1 million payday, and I think he made 70,000. One hole cost the guy almost $1 million.
Insane.
It was JK. You
can go off. What's his name? Chad Ramey had a nice lead on day 2, I believe, and he blew it on that hole. But he actually ended up coming back. He actually was pretty resilient. But I mean, everything in regards to that tournament, I mean, there's not much to talk about aside from Scotty Scheffler. The guy, great. Me and my friends, we were talking about it. We were saying like, who's the best, him or Rahm? But I guess like Scheffler. I mean, you can debate who's better between him or Rahm, but I guess you got to say Scheffler's the most consistent. And he's so money. Everything inside like 8 feet, he just doesn't miss.
He's so good.
And he ran away with it. And I don't even know what else to say about the guy besides he's never out of a tournament. Never.
They're all good. I don't personally do fantasy, but if you did, between Rory and Rahm, you definitely must have been a tough week. What did Rahm have? A stomach ache?
Yeah, he had a little belly ache.
That probably is not a pleasant house to be around if he's got a stomach ache.
No, but
a big dude like that. I mean, he must do a number.
He must do a number to a toilet. I mean, it's bad day to be a toilet.
One thing I will say about the players this weekend, the one thing that I found pretty underwhelming. I know Scotty ended up like no one was really going to catch Scotty regardless how anyone played, but it was pretty underwhelming. And we were pretty due for this at this point. The leaderboard was pretty weak. There wasn't too many big names up there. Like even in like the 2nd to 15th place, I guess Homa made a little run. Hatton made a phenomenal run for that guy. Whole second, that was unbelievable. Who else? Spieth was kind of around there, but the stars really did not show out, and that's what was a little disappointing to me with the players. That's my only complaint. My boy JT, you guys know he's my favorite. I talk about him almost every week. Probably the worst putting performance I've ever seen in JT's career was this past weekend. It was really, really bad. His ball striking the first couple of days was great. He couldn't make anything inside 5 feet. It was insanity. But he did. Yeah, I mean, Ricky was still there. I was happy for him. He needs to make the quarterfinals of the match play to qualify for the Masters. That's something to look out for.
Was that this coming week, the match play?
No, Valspar this week.
Match play is the weekend of the 24th.
Is Valspar an elevated event or it's a regular event?
No.
Not an elevated event. It's it's headlined by Spieth, JT, Fitzpatrick, and
it's not bad.
I'm missing one.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
PJ knows not to mess with March Madness this weekend.
Oh, Sam Burns. I totally forgot Sam Burns. He won the event in the past 2 years, so he's going for a three-peat. He probably won't do that. I mean, that's very, very hard to do, but we'll see. But yeah, I mean, John, going back to your point of not the top heavy leaderboard, the thing was all those guys like Finau, Xander, they were all like lurking. They were all like T15 to T20, but they never just made that push because
Oh,
Scotty was too
yeah.
good.
Homa cut it to 2 at one point.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. Did you see how Spieth made the cut, by the way?
Yeah, that
he
was
hit some fan.
gratuitous. Yeah,
Yep.
he got a nice little lucky break there. And but yeah, no, it's a Cam Young was right there after I think it was after day 2 or day 3. He had a night.
Day 3. Oh, he
had a going, and then he kind of fell back a little bit. But
had a hoagie course record. That's
yeah, it was crazy.
That was pretty cool. And then they had the senior that made the cut. He plays on the senior tour, and the reason why he was in it was because he won the senior players. I don't know if you guys caught any of that. He was in the same threesome when the guy got the same twosome, I think, when the guy got the hole in one on Sunday. It was kind of cool. But yeah, it was a pretty good tournament. And who does the color commentating for NBC? Is that Azinger?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I kind
of like him. He does a really good job. I enjoy hearing his commentary, and it's pretty good. But big money tournament. I mean, you didn't hear a boo about Liv all week. Although it's funny how last year's champ played at one of the courses, I think on Friday, because there's multiple courses.
Cam Smith.
Cam Smith played at one of the courses because he lives right there. So, that's kind of funny. It was, probably, the announcers were I felt like to a fault almost. They wouldn't mention, and I don't think they ever mentioned his name. They, maybe they said defending champ. But, it was, I thought it was a good tournament until Scheffler started running away with it. It's unfortunate. But he was still feeling the pressure on 17 because he knows you can make a 7 there if you really screw it up. And then he let a big sigh of relief when he put it on the green. But
you could tell he knew he won the tournament once he put that on the green.
You just can't. The way that ball was going, you can't miss it. You can't go on the left part of the green. You had to be right to the center. You had to be near the hole or center. If you're on the left side of the green, the ball was just carrying off the green. It was crazy. It was like a little bit of a bailout that was hurting everybody.
Yeah, I mean it's one of the craziest holes.
It's the best hole, and you almost like laugh every time it goes in. It's like it's hysterical.
You know what I find 18 there. I've always thought this about 18 there. It is such a demanding first shot off the tee on the hole because I mean you didn't really see many people go in the water left, but you could tell how scared those guys are when they're teeing it up on that hole. I never saw so many guys put it in the trees right there.
Well, the reason is if you hit driver, you're going over the water. So anyone that put it in the water with the driver, they're like 300 yards out. So then you're laying up to like 150 or 120. It's a you're not getting stroke and distance. If you hit 3-wood or an iron, the path that you're going to take, at least you're going to be able to cut off some of the yardage. So that's why Scheffler, smart move at the end. He hit 3-wood, even though he just bombed it on the right side. Who cares? Yeah. But he could have made it 8 probably and still won it there. But it was cool.
And then for him to go up and down on 18.
Oh, that was unreal. That
was pretty. Yeah,
that was. I mean, So Scheffler is just unbelievable. Will he win it? Will he win a major this year? Will he defend, the Masters? We'll see about that.
No one talked about his menu. I was waiting to hear. I mean, I can see that guy coming out with like, maybe chicken fingers and French fries, or some.
I'm sure it'll be like a Texas barbecue or something.
I don't know what it'll be with this guy. Maybe Grandma will come and bake for everybody.
I would just love to hear I'm gonna go out and get completely drunk. Like, why couldn't he just
enjoy it? Yeah.
Why couldn't he just say something like that?
It's gonna be a great night tonight, and but that's not him. I guess he's he'll tell you how he doesn't drink coffee the days of the tournament, or He goes for
I thought that was cool.
It's a good thing to get to know people a little bit better.
Stick to yourself.
And,
why should he change?
No, it's very good. No, he there's no reason for him to change. So very, very, very. Boy, that guy's a real great champion. He's got him, Jack, and Tiger, the only three guys to have hold the Masters and the Players at the same time. That's pretty damn impressive.
That's some really good company.
And he's got 6 titles in the last 2 years, and this year is just starting. I mean,
really,
he's a great player. Okay, you got to give him a lot of credit.
Yeah.
He's got the throne right now.
For sure. Hats off to Scheffler. Unbelievable win at the Players. This week we got the Valspar at the Copperhead course at Innisbrook. Dad, have you ever played there?
Never played there, but I know they have there's some, they call it the Snake Pit, I think.
Yeah, the Snake Pit, 16 through 18.
Right? Snake Pit, 16 to 18. Never played there, but I'm sure it'll be a good one. And so that one's going up against the Live.
Yep.
So who the hell cares? But it's just always interesting to see what happens. But that Live thing has got so many problems right now. It's just it's a joke.
Oh, we forgot to talk about it. Matt Fitzpatrick got interviewed by Dan Rappaport on the Foreplay Pod, and John, I think you put this in the group chat. He asked him about. So what if because it's inevitable, it's going to happen. If a Live player wants to come back to the PGA Tour, Fitzpatrick was like, no, banned for life.
He doesn't want it.
I absolutely loved it, and I absolutely agree with him.
I do too.
It's going to be you're going to have to eventually have them come back, but it's going to be an absolute war.
They'll get booed. They'll get booed. They'll get booed at the Masters.
No, I don't think it's going to be that. I think that it's
they'll get my point is they'll it's not so much maybe saying get booed is the wrong thing to say, but you'll be able to tell a big difference if it's between Scotty Scheffler and Dustin Johnson on the back 9 in a final group. People will be rooting for Scotty.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And it'll be clear. Do you guys agree with that?
No, I definitely agree with that.
So
it's gonna be,
I wonder how they're going to do the pairings. Are they going to, if are you going to put a defending champ or premier guy with with Cam or with Dustin or with Reed or one of these guys, because they're going to be in a there's going to be a lot of booze, there's going to be a little controversy in with the patrons. I'm wondering if that would be a ballsy move to put the top 3 Live guys together. That'd be a funny move. You never know what these guys will do.
Yeah, the PGA Tour doesn't make the decision.
No, it's all
the major board of trustees or whatever.
It's all those guys.
Yeah.
It's up to the Green Jackets.
Exactly. So that's going to be really interesting to see. Like I said, Valspar this weekend, Copperhead course, headline JT Burns going back for 3 in a row, Spieth and Fitzpatrick. After that, it kind of levels off a little bit. You get your Denny McCarthy's, you get your Wyndham Clarks, you get your Justin Suz. I'm sure Im is going to play. No, he's not. He's not playing.
Oh, I wonder where he's going to live. The guy has no U.S. home. He just lives in hotels. The guy's a genius.
John, also, he went off last weekend.
Who?
And Sung Jae, Saturday.
He was right
back. He was right there too.
Yeah, he was.
So yeah, not really much this weekend on the Valspar. I know a lot of people are looking towards the brackets and that March Madness, so we'll get into that a little bit. But did you guys dive into the Valspar at all?
No, not really. I figured we'd focus on college hoops a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. So let's hop right into college hoops. Selection Sunday was yesterday, and the 1 seeds Alabama, Houston, Kansas, and the 4th is who?
Purdue.
Oh, absolutely disgusting.
I think they should just have no tournament and just have Edie against Timmy 1-on-1 for like an hour.
Honestly,
Winner take all.
I would pay good money to see that, and I think Edie would get exposed. I don't think Edie's going to play. I don't think he's going to play. Over under 50 minutes for Edie in the NBA. I'm taking the under. I don't see him playing in the NBA.
Yeah, I disagree with you, Jacob.
He's got a better chance than, in my opinion,
than Taco.
The dude from Gonzaga last year, Chet. I feel like he's a better candidate than Chet. I don't think Timmy makes the NBA. So I think he's got a chance because that he's got that size, but he's got some skills, but he just seems like he's very slow, and who knows?
I think Timmy's going to be like a car salesman.
Timmy's going to be Rafferty's butler.
Yeah.
That's funny.
He's going to say, Timmy, come bring the coffee.
Yeah, you're obsessed with that. My thoughts on, I mean, I know we were just talking about Purdue. They are, this is such a classic take, but if they're hitting their shots, they're pretty unbeatable because Purdue. So here's what I'm saying. You can't leave Edie single teamed. You got to double team him or else he'll kill you. So, I mean, if he's kicking it out and they're making shots, they're unreal, but it's the tournament. And I truly think one game, and honestly, Purdue, Memphis, potentially in round 2, I think Memphis can easily beat Purdue. Memphis has athletes. They're good, great shooters. They're well coached. It's going to be good. I mean, for teams I like personally, I'm a huge Creighton guy. I like Creighton a lot. They're a 6 seed. In my main bracket, I have Creighton against Kansas in the finals. And
is Creighton a bunch of upperclassmen?
Yeah, they're pretty experienced. They have a great coach in McDermott. I know they usually don't play too well in the tournament, but their starting 5 is phenomenal. They didn't show up too much in the Big East tournament, but I really like Creighton.
Really,
I like Miami's good. I like UConn. I mean that's
I like UConn.
Best.
I'll tell you.
Let me say
go ahead, John.
One thing. Best first round game by far. Hurley versus Patino. UConn, Iona.
Oh, that's gonna be a good game. I think though. I think UConn beats them. I like Iona.
12.
It's a 12-4 game.
Or no.
4-12 game. So a lot of people.
It's 14-13. They're 13.
Yeah, 4 versus 13.
4 versus 13.
So a lot of people think, UConn maybe, so you talk about the seeding. Everyone's saying that Duke got screwed by getting a 5 seed. A lot of people think they're one of the hottest teams in the country. The seeding that I don't understand at all, and I don't know if it's maybe it's an anti-Penny thing. So here's Memphis. It's not like they were like the 10 seed and they won the tournament. They were the 2 seed.
Right.
They beat Houston. I think they may have even beat Houston last year. Houston's a 1 seed, and they kind of blew them out for the most part. And they get the 8 seed. Doesn't make sense to me. How could a conference winner as a 2 seed versus get a 1 seed in Houston and they're an 8? That makes no sense to me. Memphis is a good team.
Yeah, I think Memphis is very good. I think they're easily the best 8-9 teams. I think Memphis is the best one by far.
So now with Memphis is bottom left, right?
Bottom left, yeah.
Bottom left. Memphis is there. So if they win, they'll play Purdue. I think that'd be a pretty close game. But I think
they'll beat Purdue.
You think so?
Penny may suit up for that game.
That would be special.
I'm a Penny guy.
I'm a Penny guy. I'll be rooting for them. So while we're on that bracket, you got Duke in that bracket. Tennessee is the 4 seed. So you got Tennessee and Duke is the 4-5. Duke plays Oral Roberts. I think Duke should take care of business. Tennessee, their point guard is out for the season. That's a huge loss into Kai Ziegler. I think Louisiana can upset them. And then you got Kentucky, Providence. I guess you don't want to count out Kentucky.
I like Kentucky. I like Kentucky.
Kansas State, Montana.
I think Kentucky has to hit their shots, from what I understand. A little bit that I hear.
And
from some of the experts.
Yeah,
and then maybe some good in-game coaching from Calipari. I know some people talk about him not being that good of an in-game coach, but I think he's a tremendous coach.
Yeah, and then oh, sorry, Dad, go.
No, I was just going to. And so then another. I know, John, this is your alma mater, Michigan State. I don't know how they get a 7 seed, but they have a 7 seed. And so the question is, can they beat anybody? That's my question to you. Can they beat anybody?
Here's my.
It's a yes or no answer.
Yes. No. Oh, anybody?
Really?
Anybody? No. Like, but can they make the Elite Eight? Yeah.
Anyone in the tournament. Anyone in the tournament.
Yo,
okay, Dad. Here's what I'm trying to say. Michigan State is a 7 playing against a USC 10. It would not surprise me whatsoever if Michigan State loses to USC. Wouldn't surprise me at all. I think Michigan State's like 2-point favorite, whatever. Wouldn't surprise me at all. But at the same time, as much as that wouldn't surprise me, it also wouldn't surprise me if Michigan State beats USC and then can beat Marquette and make the Sweet 16. Like, it to me.
Oh, they could beat Marquette. I think the first game might be harder than Marquette.
Okay, I mean, we can debate that all day, but yeah, like I said, it's March Madness. When I was in school, Michigan State was a 7 seed as well, and went to the Final Four with 3 other 1 seeds. You actually met me in Indianapolis for that when we got killed by Duke. Yep. But I mean, they've done it before. That team wasn't supposed to be anything that special when they were heading into the tournament. So we'll see what happens. In that region, though, I personally like Duke coming out of that right now. They're playing really well. They're hot. They're probably the hottest team in the country right now. So I like Duke there. Who do you guys like in that region?
So if Sparty beats USC, they'll play Marquette in that second round.
Yeah.
I think I have Michigan State going to the Sweet 16 there. Let me ask you a question now. How much do you take into account like injuries on teams? Because honestly, when March Madness comes around, like you can't really pick a team based on like an injury and who's in and who's not. Like
the big injuries that I keep hearing about is people love Houston, they love UCLA, but they both have major injuries. So with those injuries, people aren't picked. I don't follow it that closely. I just I think you got to go with guards. You got to go with coaches. Yeah, I go with maturity. Maybe I go with a senior leadership team. You got to make sure you're east of the Mississippi, or if that makes any sense, you're going to be
really
middle of the country and east. Anyone to the left of the Midwest, just get rid of them because they can't win it anymore. I mean, you're going to pick Gonzaga, you might as well go donate your money to a nice charity.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. It's gonna be great. I mean, everyone. The thing about March Madness that stays consistent is everyone's wrong every year. So, whatever.
The one matchup that I filled out my bracket's completed today. I've already filled it out. I really haven't watched that much college basketball this year. The only sports I watch now are golf and NFL football. But the one matchup that I think is going to happen, I'm going to be looking forward to, is that 2-7 matchup. Top right, Texas versus Texas Tech. I think that's the matchup. Correct me if I'm wrong. It might be Texas.
No, Texas versus Texas A&M. Well, Texas A&M has Penn State in the first round.
Oh, they'll kill him. They'll kill him. Absolutely kill him.
Penn State almost won the Big Ten tournament. I wouldn't sleep on them.
Does winning the Big Ten tournament even say much? Come on.
Something.
You know what? By Memphis winning that tournament and getting an 8 seed, those conference tournaments have become meaningless. It's a joke.
Yeah, they have. Any Cinderellas that you guys like?
So what is that like? 5
Cinderellas.
5 seeds.
Double-digit seeds.
Yeah. Give me the. I don't have it. I don't. Give me the 4. Give me the 4 14s.
You mean the 4 13s?
Let's. I'll give you a 4.
Okay, here. I'm going through the 4. The 4.
The 4 14 seeds.
No, it's the 14 seeds or the 4 seed playing the 13 seeds.
You want the 13?
The 4 14 seeds.
Okay,
no, whoever's so the 14s, there are 4 of them.
Okay, so you got Baylor playing UC Santa Barbara. UC Santa Barbara is the 14. Then you got
not do anything. Keep going.
Kansas State versus Montana State. Montana State's a 14 seed.
No.
Then you got Gonzaga versus Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon,
No.
14 seed.
No.
And then you got Xavier versus Kennesaw State. And Kennesaw State's the 14 seed.
May have to go to the 13s.
Okay, let's go to the 13s. So 13s. So I like a couple of the 13s. So this one I like. Virginia versus Furman. I think I don't love Virginia.
Why not?
Furman's a very good shooting team based on from what I see and what I hear. And Virginia just plays very slow. They're not the same. As much as they won games this year, I mean, they put up under.
Who's Virginia playing?
Furman.
Yeah, I don't like. That's a 13 seed.
Yeah, and then you got the other one, Tennessee versus Louisiana. Louisiana Lafayette, the Raging Cajuns. Tennessee's point guard is out.
I like that. I don't think that matters at all in March Madness. Who cares if their point guard's out? Like, I mean, March Madness, anything could happen. No, I'm literally being serious. Like, I don't think that means anything.
No, I get that. Then you got UConn, Iona.
You know it's a. Well, Iona would be a threat, in my opinion, against anyone other than UConn. I can't see UConn not being prepared.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it might be a little bit of a chalky year, but it never is. So I doubt it. I'll tell you one good game if you want to watch a great game coming up in the play-in. If I'm correct.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
Michigan Yale and Michigan Yale, is that an NIT game or is that a play-in?
NIT.
Oh, that's a great game though.
I
love that game.
Well, you also have a playing game. You'll like this one, Dad. There's a playing game, Nevada versus Arizona State. Bobby Hurley.
Oh, yeah, I gotta go with the Hurley there.
So that's on Wednesday night. That's a good
one.
Isn't there a playing game tomorrow, JK?
Yeah, tomorrow you got.
There should be two tomorrow, 2 Wednesday.
Yeah,
tomorrow, Southeast Missouri.
Well, that's a 16 one, and then you got Pitt versus Mississippi State.
Pitt made it.
Pitt versus Mississippi State. Yes, Pitt is I think Pitt's. I liked Pitt most of the year. Mississippi State has let up other opposing teams to 70 points or less 5 times. 70. They've allowed a team to score 70 or more 5 times this season.
That's those stats.
Well, I mean, I was just listening to the game and like when they were playing Bama or something, but something to know.
People say Alabama is really good.
Well, so I was going to bring up Alabama. They have the best player in the tournament. I don't think it's very close. And Brandon Miller, that's the guy with all the allegations and shit. But I don't think a team has an easier run to the Elite Eight than Alabama. They'll play the winner of Maryland versus West Virginia, which I don't really see either of them beating Alabama.
Where's that? What are they? What's Alabama in the East or
top left?
South. And then
why do they do the brackets like that? Like it makes no sense. Like the East is like misplaced, but it's neither here nor there. Go ahead, JK.
Yeah, then you got San Diego State versus Charleston. Charleston's a 12 seed. I think Charleston's a good pick for an upset against San Diego State.
Does San Diego State still have that coach? What's his name? Mark Fisher, something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, Fisher. He's a Fab Five coach.
Oh, really?
I'm out of date on college. Yes, is he still their coach?
Yeah.
I don't know.
One thing I'll say about, I know you're a massive Big Ten hater, Dad. I mean, pretty much they just throw them into all these 8-9 matchups, like Illinois, Arkansas.
It seems like that's what they're doing. They all made it. Although the Big 12, I think,
is the best.
They brought a lot of teams in.
Well, they were the best.
I doubt it.
Do you guys think a Big Ten team will make the Final Four?
No, I don't. I don't see who would.
So who are your Final Four picks?
So I got 2 brackets. My Final Fours are, in one of them, I am probably like the one with the most people for the most final prize. I did Creighton, Marquette, Texas, Kansas, and Kansas beating Creighton in the finals.
Nice.
And so it's a 1 versus 6 seed.
I like that.
And then in another one, I did Bama, Purdue, Miami, UCLA, Bama beating UCLA in the finals.
Got it. Honestly, you learn year over year doing this every year. You like the thing with March Madness is like everyone gets so like hyped up on the early games. I'm not like the early games are obviously the best games to just like bet on and like ride your brackets with, but like the way you win March Madness pools is picking the correct winner.
So yeah, like I said, no people.
I think the East is the weakest bracket.
Who's the one seed in the East?
The one seed in the East, you got Purdue, Marquette,
Kansas State.
Kansas State.
Who do I got coming out of that one?
I mean,
Well,
and Tennessee. I could see Duke coming out of there.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The one thing,
the way they're playing,
you can think it's the. I understand your logic where you think it's the easiest bracket, but what I personally think about that bracket is I think that bracket's the most talented after the top four seeds between Duke, Kentucky, Michigan State, Memphis. You know.
Yeah. All right. I'll give you my final four.
Let's hear it.
Alabama, Duke. I'm going to go with UConn, and I'm going to go with. I think I'm going to have to go with Texas. That's my final four. I'm going to give you the upset. Here's an upset that's going to go to the Sweet 16. You ready?
Before you do that,
Kent State.
Kent State over Indiana.
They're going to beat Indiana, and then they got the winner, Miami and Drake. That's the easiest path for a seed like that.
Your favorite conference, the MACtion. That's the MACtion champ.
It's the best. They bring a lot of teams, baby.
Kent State scores a lot of points. But what was I going to say?
True that.
I was going to say. So what? So you have Bama versus Duke. Who do you have winning Bama versus Duke?
Oh, you're going all the way that way, huh? I'm not ready to make that opinion yet, but I probably have to say Alabama because Duke will be happy to just be there, and then it's going to be Bama and UConn in the finals.
And you're gonna
how do you go about making your picks? What do you just look at the Vegas line and go by there, or do you just go by?
No, I just looked about 15 seconds ago for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched any college basketball this year, so I just let it.
Hey, listen, I'm not. I've been listening a little bit to some of the experts.
Who do you listen to?
I like to listen to
John Ross.
The guy. No, I like the guy. I like it more for comedy in a way. But Mike Francesa's got a 20-minute podcast every day. And he's a blowhard to begin with, but he knows a lot about college basketball. He used to be the big research guy behind CBS many years ago, and he's also he is such a he talks about the Knicks a lot, and he's just he loves Brunson because he's a big Nova guy. Like he thinks the Knicks are nothing without Brunson. I mean, they need Brunson, but he'll never give He'll never give what's his name?
Randall.
Any credit. He'll never give Randall any credit. And Randall had a hell of a game last night.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
He won them that game.
Oh, that was a good game.
Sure.
So,
one more thing. I'm gonna predict Francesco's Final Four: UConn, Marquette, Xavier, Creighton.
Why? Does he love the Big East?
Big East.
No, he's a Big East guy. No,
Big weekend. We got the Valspar starting Thursday, as well as the brackets starting on Thursday. I mean, we got March Madness this weekend. We got the Valspar, and then we go over to the match play, and then it's the Masters right around the corner, and kind of ending out the March Madness season, the college basketball season. Great time in sports, great time for betting, great time to be listening into the Handicap Sports Podcast. Folks, this was week 8, Handicap Sports, another edition. Fellas, good luck this week. Good luck on your bets, and we'll talk next week, all right?
Thanks, Jacob.
Be good, folks.
Good job.
See ya.